Hello everyone. So I'm just going to briefly walk you through our research organizer on decomposers. So first we watched this video to make sure we understood our background. What is a decomposer? Remember, that is any organism that helps break down dead life material. So think about how when you're in the forest and you see a fallen tree, you might see that there are lots of insects and bugs and moss working on that tree as it's rotting away so its energy can return to the earth. So in each of these boxes, I need to have a different type of decomposer. But I know that the information in our books is going to be more limited when it comes to this type of organism. So today we're going to practice finding it first in our books and then expanding our search using the internet. I'm going to start out in my book, so I'm going to go to classwork, and then I'm going to go down into ecosystems resources where I know that I can find my ecosystems library. This week, I am going to model using wetlands. So I'm opening up our wetlands library, and I'm going to start looking for some different information on wetland ecosystems and their food chain, because I know that decomposers are an important part of this food chain. So wetland food chain seems like it would be a pretty good bet. So as I'm flipping through, I am searching for our keyword decomposers. So it seems like I'm still in types of consumers here, but once I get to this title, Eating Marsh Leftovers, I'm seeing that we might be starting to get to the right place. And I also see my subheading, decomposers. So it says, scavengers are not the only animals that use leftover nutrients. Animals called decomposers keep soil healthy by eating detritus, or dead plants and animals. By eating detritus, decomposers release nutrients back into the soil through their waste. Plants cannot grow unless the soil contains nutrients. Without plants, there would be no food for herbivores. If there were no herbivores, carnivores would starve. Nature's recyclers. Bacteria are tiny decomposers that can only be seen with a microscope. So I'm going to go into my research question for organizer, and I know that bacteria are a type of organizer. And I found this in Wetland Food Chains, page 25. I'm going to make that smaller by highlighting and then pressing the decrease font size button. Let's keep reading. Earthworms and snails are other marsh decomposers. So I can already pause and add two more to my organizer. That's earthworms and snails. So in this side panel, it says a detritus food chain. When a plant or animal, such as this muskrat, dies, its body becomes dead material in the soil. Decomposers in the soil, such as this earthworm, eat the dead material. They use some of the nutrients. They release the rest of the nutrients in their waste into the soil. So here I've already learned that they get their nutrients from consuming dead material. And that is true for all decomposers. I also know that what does this decomposer give back to the ecosystem? It returns nutrients to the soil so plants can grow. Awesome. So I'm going to continue to look up information about bacteria, earthworms, and snails online. So I might begin by saying, where do earthworms live? Because I know that where something lives is also known as its shelter. So I know that Wikipedia is probably not the best source, but a place like BioKids, Kids Inquiry of Diverse Species, is going to give me a lot better information. And here's a whole section just on where they live. Earthworms and their aquatic relatives are found all over the world. There are several thousand species. Most live in muck and mud around fresh water. So I can go ahead and document that learning on my chart that earthworms live in muck and mud around fresh water. After I've collected some information about my different types of decomposers I find in my books, then I want to expand my search so I have some more decomposers to draw on.